Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it's the simplest ideas that completely pop off in the world of e-commerce and in general. But in today's video, I want to break down this e-commerce store that is fascinating to me, super inspiring, that's doing over $100 million a year, which is pretty unbelievable. And they're continuing to grow month over month, it seems, year over year. So this is going to be very inspiring for you guys that are looking to build e-commerce businesses, for you guys that already have some e-commerce businesses like myself. I'm always looking for ways to improve my portfolio of companies in whatever way. So these videos are always super educational for me too, actually, not just for the people that watch them. So that's part of the reason I love making them. But let's get right into it. So the store is called Loop Earplugs, and what they do is they sell these earplugs that basically allow you to experience really cool events, let's say where there's loud music or loud things going on, but it protects you from the noise. When things are super loud, it actually affects your hearing a lot. But also people use it for a variety of things, right? For sleeping better. So, it just blocks out noise. And there's a lot of different reasons why you'd want to do that. And that's what makes this niche so unbelievably powerful, even though it's so simple, is that the use cases are tremendous. There's so many use cases for something like this. Right here's a great example, right? So we got the Quiet 2. So this is best for deep focus, travel, commutes, and napping. The Engage 2, this is best for conversations, social gatherings, parenting, and noise sensitivity. And then we got the Experience 2, this is best for concerts, festivals, live entertainment, and sporting events. So they have something for everyone, right? It does seem like this right here is their absolute bestseller. It's $24.95, which is quite affordable, honestly. I mean, it's just a little earplug though, so it's nothing that crazy. The box looks pretty simple. It really doesn't look like that special. And their landing page looks not so different from what even some dropshipping stores would look like, despite the fact that it's extremely branded. So I love to see that personally, because it just makes me feel like you can launch a very simple minimum viable product and eventually turn it into a brand like this, which is one of the things I'd love to do. I want to get to 100 million a year. That'd be awesome. And they're getting decent reviews. I mean, it's pretty all over the place. They do have some like pretty low reviews too, but this I don't show to kick them or anything while they're down. In fact, I show this again to inspire myself and inspire you to remove limiting beliefs, not overthink the process so much of launching a product, right? I think a lot of people immediately before launching something think of all the things that could go wrong with it, all the reasons why somebody may not like it, as opposed to just launching and seeing what people actually think. Because as many people that don't like it, there's tons of people that love it and just really like using this product. So that's always what you got to consider. All of the biggest brands in the world get haters, get people that just really are unsatisfied with their products, despite how incredibly branded they may be or incredibly advanced they may be. Now, I do want to look a little bit deeper into their traffic distribution. So actually, I see that they've January is naturally a slow month for e-com. Right now is some of the slowest times for e-commerce store owners generally, because people have already done their holiday shopping. It's the new year. People are trying to, improve themselves, save money. And then, of course, Chinese New Year just ended, so things are starting to pick back up. Now there's tariffs, so there's even more things that are preventing this season to be a really great season for e-commerce. However, it's also a good time to, in my opinion, launch things, right? Because everybody's experiencing a sort of slow period, so that's a big advantage. I'm certainly launching a lot of things right now and trying to find winners just like you. So let's just do it together, right? One other thing that I wanted to explore here with SimilarWeb is their traffic distribution by country. I see that a lot of their traffic is coming from a variety of countries, not just the United States, which is pretty encouraging to me, especially with the tariffs. Now I'm starting to think a lot more about international markets and targeting other countries that in the past I would have neglected because the US is the strongest market. But with the new tariffs, of course, it's not that bad. And a lot of people are overhyping like the how it will affect the e-commerce space. I think, as I said in my last video, it will mainly affect the stores that are already huge and operating at very slim margins, because now this basically removes their margin entirely, and they're likely over leveraged with a lot of debt, which, that's not going to be good in the next few months. But if you're just starting your business, don't worry so much about the tariffs, because you can always price your things to account for the new taxes or the new tariffs, right? It's really not as bad as people are making it out to be. Although it's not a great situation, we just got to adapt and overcome, right? That's just the nature of business. So it's cool to see that they're getting sales from other countries as well. In Europe, there's VAT, so that's also something to think about. But let me look here at their traffic. So a lot of their traffic actually is coming from Meta, and that's not a huge surprise to me, because I do have their Meta ads library pulled up here, and I looked at the worldwide set of ads that they're running to see what kind of ads are winners for this category of products. They have 2,400 different results. That's an unbelievable amount, and usually when I see results like this in terms of how many ads they have active, it's generally a signal to how much revenue they're doing. Obviously, we don't know how profitable they are. Maybe they're not profitable at all, but they still have built a massive business here. And what you can see is that they're launching all sorts of creatives. Game day too loud, we've got you. Get game day ready with loop earplugs. Super Bowl vibes minus the chaos. So they're launching a ton of static creatives, which I love to see, because static ads are really easy to produce at scale. That's one of the things that at the agency we are able to do with our media buying team, is develop different static images through even Canva templates are super helpful for this. So we do that a lot, and it's a really easy way to test at scale without having to produce a ton of videos, line up influencers, line up a studio, shoots, whatever. You can just produce a lot of these images pretty easily these days. So let's see. Here's some more interesting angles. Earplugs for people who find socializing overwhelming. Earplugs for people who prefer the world a bit quieter. Earplugs for people who live on noisy streets. Ooh, that's a really good one, actually. That's a good headline. I like that. That's a good pain point. Earplugs for people who have loud kids. Wow. So this format is clearly working quite well for them. Earplugs for people who live on noisy streets. They have that one multiple times. It must be working. Sometimes when you see that repeated over and over, it's because they duplicate that ad set or campaign into a scaling campaign of some kind, and they just didn't use the same post ID, so they create a new one. Not always the case. We haven't, we can't know for sure, but it does tell me that, to me at least, this tells me this is a really good angle for noise canceling headphones, or not even headphones, just earplugs. Wow, so I like this too. Playtime killing your zen for earplugs for people who have loud kids. That's pretty interesting. Let's look at this video. So this looks, let's see, not feeling the engine noise and chatty seatmates. Okay, let's see what this is all about.
Versus Loop Quiet, which one is the best for taking flights? There's a few things you have to keep in mind. Both have a different noise reduction and they serve different purposes. Loop Dream, like stated, is best for sleep and muffling out the most noise, while Loop Quiet is better for taking short naps, improving focus. And what goes for both, you still hear the things that are important, like your alarm. You can hear them with both.
So to summarize it, both options would work, but we suggest Loop Quiet for day-to-day life, focusing on tasks or shorter forms of transportation.
Interesting. I mean, it's a very simple ad, to be honest. And it's more for people who are already aware of the brand and just need more education on which product to choose. So that's a different stage of awareness in terms of where your ad is landing on someone's feed, or rather who it's targeting. But, very interesting. Let's see this one. This one's a more produced ad, it seems.
Millennial nightmare.
First, they're quiet quitting. Now they're quiet sleeping.
Like the world owes them 8 hours.
This energy, it's unnatural.
Eye bags used to be a badge of honor.
Does sleep need 24 decibel noise reduction?
Interesting. So this is a really interesting angle to it, and it's one of the ones that I feel is probably most powerful, and that's why I like it resonates with me. The loud street thing is sleep. Sleep is so important, and a lot of people can't sleep without earplugs. So that's a really good angle. I like this product a lot because of that, actually. I think that's really cool. But man, we could scroll all day here and still not get through their whole ad library. They are running so many different ads. It's super impressive. Their landing page is very simple, but it's an easy thing to understand. So they don't need to go too in depth into it. It's much better to show social proof, simple use cases here, deeper focus, calmer travel, refreshing naps, right? They have the bundles, and they mention some of the features here. Very simple stuff. Ultimately, this is a really cool brand, and I hope that it inspired you in some way. It's definitely inspiring me. I do want to see super fast the earplug trend. Let's see if there's anything that stands out with this. So earplugs are on the rise. This is a very, very massive trend, believe it or not. And it makes sense. People want quieter spaces. They want to sleep better. All of these different things. There's a variety of angles, like we mentioned, that this applies to. So that's always an interesting thing to think about when you're launching a business or a product, is what are the different angles that you could target and approach. Maybe sometimes there's just a unique angle that will allow you to enter a saturated market, but with the fresh perspective that other people don't have. So that allows you to scale. Ultimately, I thought this was inspiring. I hope it inspired you. I didn't know about this company already, but I also saw it in the Akemi Lab Research Center, which is a really cool section of the premium Discord that we have. This is a really good addition to our agency services, really, because you don't need to sign up for agency services in order to access this. You can just access it. It does cost money. I've hired researchers to consistently drop these trends and share these products, but I hope you join. If it interests you, you don't have to, of course. I'll always keep making YouTube videos and things of this nature. And if you want us to run your ads in some capacity, then just fill out the form at akemilab.com and we'll get in touch with you. But that's about it for this video. Peace.